Good morning, Year 3. This week we're going to be looking at money, and today we'll be adding up totals of money and also calculating how much change you'll get, working out how much change you'll get. First of all, I have created my own shop here, Mr. Dixon's shop. I have 4 items in my shop. I have sweets, which are 7p, a ball, which is 12p, a pen, which is 15p, and a lolly, which is 10p. You may want to pause it to try and do this bit yourself. Could you work out how much each of these items cost? So 2 balls, a ball and a lolly, 3 sweets, and 2 pens and a sweet. Could you work out how much it will cost to buy each of those items? And if you can, work out how much change you would get from 50p. Work out how much change you would get from 50p. If you want to just carry on watching, we'll do this together. If you want to pause it and have a go, then you can check your answers when we go through it in a minute. Welcome back. If you did pause the video for a second, we'll just have a look at these answers. So to start with, I'll just do how much it would cost to buy these groups of items. So 2 balls, a ball is 12p. Remember, you could use column addition to work these out. It does say that on your sheet today, gives you a bit of a hint to say you could use column addition. Remember, put the numbers on top of each other and start with the units column. 2 add 2 is 4, 1 add 1 is 2, so 24. So you could use column addition to work out the answers to these questions today, because some of the numbers on your sheet will be slightly bigger. So if they are bigger numbers, it might be a good idea to use column addition because we've practiced it a lot in class. A ball and a lollipop. So 12 and 10. 22p. Again, we could have used column addition. 3 sweets. 7, 14, 21. 21p. And 2 pens and a sweet. We'll use column addition for this one. 15, 15. And make sure my 7 goes in my units column. It's just a unit by itself. I'll start with my units column. 5 add 5 is 10. Add 7 is 17. So my units number goes in my units column, and my extra 10 goes across to the tens column. 1, 1 and 1 makes 3. 37. 37p. Well done if you got any of those right. The next bit I said was, could you calculate how much change from 50p? So when you're calculating change, you're working out the difference between how much you spent and what you paid with, the difference between these two numbers. And whenever you are solving a difference question, you could do a subtraction. Now, some of you might just count up from the smaller number until the bigger number. That would get you the right answer, counting from 37 up to 50. But if you wanted to practice your column subtraction, you could use column subtraction. Remember, you have to have the biggest number on top when you do a subtraction. And again, we start with our units column. I can't do 0 take away 7. Now, I know if I asked this in class, lots of people's hands would shoot up because you remember this method. I can't do 0 take away 7. I can't take 7 from 0. So what do I have to do? I have to borrow one of the 10s and move it across to the units column. I haven't lost any numbers. 5 10s and no units is the same as 4 10s and 10 units. They both make 50. I haven't lost any numbers. I've just moved 10 from the 10s column into the units column. And now I can work out the sum. 10 take away 7 is 3. 4 take away 3 is 1. So I have 13p change. Use a different colour to write that down. 13p change. Now, I won't do column subtraction for each of them. I will just write the answer so you can check if you work those out, if you got them right. If I spent 21p, I would get 29p change, because these two numbers add up to 50. If I spent 24p, I would get 26p change. If I spent 22p, I'd get 28p change. Well done if you worked out any of those as well. Today's activity is very similar to this, but we're working out change from £1. So we have the list of items in the shop. It's a bit of a Roald Dahl themed shop. You have to work out how much is spent by adding up these amounts, the cost, and it does say use column addition to help, and then work out how much change from £1 this time. And there are 2 spaces where you can do 2 of your own shopping lists and work out how much you spent and your change from £1. There is one thing that I wanted to show you as well. Because we're working out the change from £1, we would be subtracting our numbers from 100 because 100p makes £1. So the first one adds up to 24p. That's written on the sheet, 24p. So to work out how much change, we would have to do 100 take away 24, making sure our units number is below our units number and our tens number below our tens number. The reason I'm showing you this though is because it's a little bit trickier when you've got 2 zeros, because I can't do 0 take away 4 and I can't do 0 take away 2. So I can't do these first 2 columns. So watch very closely to see what I do. I have to take that 1 away. So obviously that's 0 now, and that 1 moves across to the middle column. But I still can't work out 0 take away 4. So I have to move a number across again. So my 10 now would become 9, and that extra 10 now can move across to my units, that extra 1. So now we have 10 take away 4 and 9 take away 2. 10 take away 4 is 6, 9 take away 2 is 7. So you may have to use this trickier column subtraction method. You can always come back and watch this video again just to get a reminder of how to do this column subtraction method. So complete the sheet if you can, working out how much money you've spent and the change from each of the amounts that you bought. 2 of your own shopping lists if you can, and how much you spent and your change. And as an extra challenge, see if you could write down the coins you would get back in change as well. That's an extra challenge if you have time. For example, let's have a look at the first one together. I got 76p back. There isn't such thing as a 76p coin, so I'd have to get different coins back. I would probably get a 50p coin, a 20p coin, a 5p coin, and a 1p coin. 50, 60, 70, 75, 76. So those are some of the coins I could get back in change. So there's an extra challenge for you. So we're working out how much we spent by doing our addition, and then we're working out the change we've got by doing a subtraction. So column addition and column subtraction you may be using today, and an extra challenge of working out the coins that you got back in change if you have time. Do use Google Meet if you are unsure, or if you'd like me to go back through this column subtraction method again, or if you want to check any of your own answers or go through any of the questions with me, please do use Google Meet. Thank you for watching Year 3. I look forward to seeing them.